Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am a little sick today, so please excuse me. I have a lot of makeup to try out and I'm like really excited. These are one of my favorite videos to make, but I do have a quick question for you guys. If you guys hear some weird sounds throughout this video, it is so windy today. Things are whistling and slamming and there's just a lot of noises, so Mother Nature. So my question for you guys is, would you like me to stick to the way I've been doing these videos, which is, you know, first impression, trying new products with you guys, or would you guys want me to test out most or if not all the products for a while and then come at you guys with this video so that I have like a better understanding of the products? Because I know a lot of people have an issue with YouTubers coming on here and trying something for the first time and saying it's good or bad. I know a lot of people want, you know, in-depth reviews, like I've been wearing it for a month or a week or whatever, but the only thing about that is these types of videos are testing out new products for the first time, and I feel like at that point of testing it out for a while and then coming at you guys, those products are no longer new and exciting. So let me know what you guys want. I really do like making these videos a lot and I would love your input. With all that said, I think we should get the ball rolling and put some makeup on this face and make it look like I actually got some sleep last night. Of course, we're going to start off with primer first. This is the Kevyn the Neo-Elixir Weightless Beauty Oil. It has like 3 separated oils in here. Prime, highlight, and hydrate with this first ever tri-phase liquid highlighting oil. Skin is kissed with an intoxicating, multi-dimensional highlighting effect. It's lightweight, moisturizing, and long-lasting. Use underneath makeup or combine with essential skin enhancer for a dewy finish. That sounds very interesting. It does say shake before use, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a shake. Ooh. It's a really cute little pink color all mixed up. I'm not trying out a new foundation today because A, I don't have a new foundation, and B, because when I try oils and products like this underneath foundations, I don't have a lot of luck and sometimes it just doesn't work out. So I want to use a foundation that I know exactly how it wears and then we'll see what it does. I'm just gonna gently pat this into the skin. It's a very subtle floral scent. It's coming to me now. I actually really like this a lot. It's not like a slip and slide greasy oily mess on the skin. It just kind of absorbs but leaves the skin feeling very plumped and hydrated, and the scent is very nice. It actually smells so pretty. I'm gonna go into my Lancome foundation, the one no one knows how to pronounce, and I really like this one. I recently started using it again and fell all the way back in love. It's such a good foundation. It lasts forever. It looks amazing on the skin. It's not cakey, but it gives you the right amount of coverage. I have the shade 250 Bis W. It's not the best match. It's a little bit dark, but when I bought it, I just kept using it so much that I was like, when I run out, I'll just buy a new one. But the shade is not too bad, but it's like a little bit on the darker side. Once you start blending this foundation out, it does start like changing color and getting a little bit darker. I actually can't believe how noisy and windy it is today. Holy moly, my house is shaking. I feel like Dorothy. Any moment now the tornado is gonna come and whisk me and my home away. This foundation normally has a satiny, more like matte finish, but right now with the oil underneath, it looks very luminous and dewy, and I actually don't mind how it looks as long as it doesn't start slipping and sliding after I've set it. So the concealer I'm gonna try out today is from Lancome. It's the same name as my foundation, but it's the Camouflage Ultra Wear High Coverage Concealer. This is the shade 90 Ivory, no, 10 Beige. Of course, what? It has so many names on it right now. What? I've actually never really tried this concealer out before, so I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Ooh, she is pretty thick. I'm taking a very tiny amount because if it is super high coverage and thick, I don't want to like put too much. So I'm gonna take a little on my sponge. Oh wow. Ooh, I don't know about using concealers like this underneath the eyes. It could be good, like the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I know it's very thick, has like a very similar consistency to it, but that sometimes creases on me if I don't set it immediately, so we're gonna test it out on the face first. It is a little bit lighter than my foundation for spot concealing, but whoa, little goes a long way. That covered so well. I barely used what I put on my hand. I've been using like the extra that I kind of buffed out, so I think I'm actually going to use this under my eyes because I think it blends really nicely too. It's very creamy. I'm gonna apply it underneath my eyes with a little brush first. I'm actually taking a little bit more and I'm gonna put a little bit down the bridge of my nose. It is a really nice kind of like brightening concealer on me. I don't know if it's because my foundation's like just a little bit darker, but I really do like the shade. I actually really like how this went on and it blended out. It covers blemishes really, really nicely. And it's also nice underneath the eyes. I do feel like if I don't set it immediately, it will start to crease. But I can always tap it out with my beauty blender before I set it. But before we set it, one more thing. Now I'm going to move on to the custom strobing drops. I have the shade Champagne Glow. You guys know me, I don't really use liquid highlighters very often. If I put it over my set face, I just feel like it separates. If I wear it underneath my foundation, it doesn't do anything. So I'm going to take some on the back of my hand with my little sponge, and I'm going to kind of strobe my face. Ooh, that's really pretty. If you are somebody who doesn't wear a lot of foundation, or you wear like BB creams and tinted moisturizers or lighter things and you don't really like to set it, or you have super dry skin, like this could be super pretty and makes your skin look super healthy. I do really like how my skin looks right now. So I'm gonna set my face using my Laura Mercier translucent setting well, bye bye glow. I'm still smelling the Kevyn Aucoin oil. I think it's like on my hands, but it is such a pleasant smell. Kind of smells like gardenias, maybe? Jasmine. No, jasmine maybe. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using the new Morphe Brontours. It's a bronzer and a contour powder mix. I have the shade Celebutante, Celebrity and Debutante put together, so Celebutante. Am I saying that right? I don't know. This is what the shades look like inside. You have one matte powder, and this one is kind of like shimmer aspect to it. It's actually really not that shimmery. It kind of goes on more like satiny than matte, but it's actually really pretty. I think I'm gonna mix the two shades together because that might be a little bit too dark for me. So I'm gonna go in with both colors. I really like the shade so far. It's really pretty. Bronzer's on. I really like the shades mixed together. It's super pretty, blended out really, really nicely. So I was looking up close on my skin and I looked at this eye and I was like, oh lord, yeah. The makeup underneath is like super not looking great. It's kind of separating. It's like makeup is just dissolving underneath my eye. Not cute. And my nose, where there's like that strip of that highlight that we used, it's like a little bit of highlight, but I'm also missing makeup. Like there's like no makeup on the bridge of my nose. I don't know what's happening, but the rest of my skin looks beautiful except for underneath this eye and my nose. I'm gonna try to fix this a little bit using the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir powder. Definitely fixed it. It's not as bright underneath my eyes anymore from the powder, but it definitely fixed that like patchy separated mess. Morphe also came out with some blush trios, which are super pretty. These are my favorites. This one is Pop of Rose and this one is Pop of Coral. I'm gonna use the Pop of Rose today. I'm gonna use this shade right here called Legendary because it's like the perfect everyday matte mauve rose shade. What? That's a really pretty shade. They're not like overwhelmingly pigmented, but they're pigmented enough where like I can start building comfortably and not be like terrified. And you know what else just feels so amazing? Every single one of my brushes are washed and clean. I have so many options. I can use whatever brush I want. It's great. Also, strangely enough, I'm seeing that like strobing cream that we use like popping through on this side more. Not this side too much, but I guess it doesn't disappear completely under powder. Morphe also came up with new highlighters. This went from a Lancome video to a Morphe video. These are called the High Impact Highlighters. I have the shade Extra here. I swatched this with my finger, but I have not put this on yet. It's a really pretty golden champagne shade. I'm gonna take that on my favorite highlight brush. This is the BH Cosmetics 140. They do feel really creamy when I swatch it with my finger. Hopefully the shade is not too dark. And here we go. Ooh. If you're familiar with the Morphe and Bretman Rock highlighting palette, I believe these highlighters all are similar, if not the same like quality. It doesn't have chunks of glitter and sparkle. It doesn't emphasize the pores. It just goes on really smoothly and gives your skin a nice glow. I am very pleased and happy. I don't have new brow products, so I'm going to use what I've been liking and loving lately. This is the TheBalm Furrow-cious brow pencil in the shade Light Brown, and this is my Eyeko Brow Gel Style and Define Tinted Gel. Okay, the wind is so strong that this bird was flying and got like blown near my window. I thought it was going to hit my window. Oh my god, poor thing. Before I move on to my eyes, I'm going to give my skin a quick little refresh and mist. I'm going to use the Pacifica Crystal Power Hydro Mist for your skin and soul. Get glowing. For all skin types, 100% vegan and cruelty-free. It has the aroma of watermelon, lemongrass, and rose crystal extracts that unite with aloe to bring you hydration and refreshing boost. I think there's like actual tiny little pieces of crystal in here. So weird. I love the packaging, by the way. Look how cute. Test spritz. Ooh. Oh, that smells heavenly. The spritz on the face is not as delicate as it looked when I was spritzing it out. It's a fine mist, but I feel like it's like a hard fine mist, if that makes any sense. It feels good and it tastes good? Or am I just smelling the taste? What? Surprise, surprise, for the eyes, we are doing something bright, bold, and colorful. I mean, I hope so. BH Cosmetics came out with their Weekend Festival collection. You have a bunch of these like liquid eyeshadows that are really pretty. I love things like this. And then they also have the palette, which when you open it up, this is what it looks like inside. You basically have no choice but to create a beautiful, bright, and colorful look. Very excited. I haven't played with anything yet, so let's do it. BH also came up with a new brush set, which is so cool because the handle is like very soft touch. It's very smooth. I like it. I'm gonna try to use some of these brushes today. I don't really know what I want to do yet, but the palette itself is kind of inspiring me. Like, I love this like purple sunset gradient situation. I love those colors together, so I might do something like that, quite possibly. I don't know. I'm taking the shade right here, which is called Candy, and this is kind of like a really pretty peachy shade. It does look like a more satiny shimmery shade, but I think this will work just fine in the crease. I feel like I need some sort of transition. You guys know me, I'm not one for, you know, cut creases and all these like weird, intricate, geometric, like precise, perfect like eye looks, because I just don't do eye looks like that. And to be completely honest, I don't even think I'm that great at it. I have a pretty wrinkly eyelids, and I feel like trying to get any type of smooth, even cut crease, it doesn't work for me. So I generally I avoid looks like that. So this is going to be a colorful, bright eye Jess style. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep putting colors on my eyes. This is a shade Electric right here. It's a bubblegum pink, and I believe this one is a matte shade. I'm gonna put that over the other shade. Ooh. Oh, that is so cute. These shadows are going on like effortlessly, honestly. What the heck? Is it the brush? Is it the shadows? I have no idea. I'm gonna go into this matte orange shade. It's called Hippie. I'm gonna take that on the same brush, and I guess I'm just like adding kind of colors on top of each other. I'm just bringing it a little bit closer to the lid every time I'm adding them. I think it's also turning into kind of a halo eye situation. I'm gonna take this matte fuchsia shade, and I'm gonna put it in between the orange and that lighter pink, just kind of like where the crease is, to make it a little bit more darker dimension, you know? This pink shade is called Dippy. It's next to the orange one that's called Hippie, so I'm like Hippie Dippy. I think that's cute. Oh, wow. These are amazing. Like, I'm so impressed with these shadows. I'm gonna go back into the shade Candy. That was the first shade that we used. I've cleaned off my brush just a little bit, but I'm gonna take that shade and just buff out the edges a little bit just to get a nice blend. Also, there's absolutely zero fallout on my face, which is a very good sign. I'm going back to the orange and adding that on the inners and outer parts of my eyes, just like that, kind of creating more of a halo look. For my lids, I'm going to use one of those really pretty liquid shadows, but we're going to do the bottom first, and this is where I'm going to do like that purple. So I'm going to take the shade Swag right here, which is a matte purpley shade, and I'm just going to buff this out on the lower lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade Wicked, which is more of like a metallic purple with a little bit more of like a bluish violet in there. Same brush, and this is gonna go kind of like over it just to add a little bit more oomph to it. For the inner corners of my eyes, I think I'm gonna go into the shade right here. It's called Euphoria, and it's like a metallic yellow. This is gonna be a really intense look, you guys. Oh my god, what? The purple and gold are totally giving me like LA Lakers vibes. that yellow is intense. I'm gonna take this shade up here. It's called Trixie, and it's a really pretty champagne pearly shimmer, and I'm going to place this in my brow bone for like a little pop of glow. I'm just constantly being shocked by how amazing this palette is performing. Like everything, I have not been disappointed yet. So these are the BH Cosmetics Eyelights, and there are so many beautiful shades and duochromes. I absolutely love liquid shadows that dry down, and I'm very excited to try these out. There's so many pretty shades that I can't pick, but I think just to go with the theme of it, I'm gonna do like a purpley. I think I'm gonna take this shade called Psych. It's this really beautiful duochrome, kind of has like a purpley violet blue situation. Okay, so I'm just going to, oh wow. Okay, so this definitely looks a lot more blue. I'm also going to take this shade, it's called Fresh. It's like the more yellowy gold shade. And I'm going to take a really small little brush here. I'm going to dip into it and create kind of a little line just right in my crease. I definitely don't think I did that right. I mean, it's a pretty look, but you can't really see it when my eyes are open. So I'm just gonna do the other side the same way, but that was a little bit of a fail. You can't see that one, you can see that a little. I have very different eyelids as well, so they do different things, they fold different ways. I just have learned to deal with it, but I feel like that just, I should have probably not done that because it really didn't come out the way I thought. We're just gonna ignore that. Mistakes happen. This is just why I don't do these complicated looks, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do a winged liner, which I hope that doesn't mess up the look. This is from Morphe. It's in the shade Voodoo. It's like their new gel liners. This is a really pretty purpley shade, so I'm gonna create a little wing with this. We'll see how little it is when I'm done with it. I'll be right back because I can't do this on camera. So I got my wing on, and I also put on some mascara. I was kind of expecting a more vibrant purple wing. Kind of almost looks black on my eyes. As you can tell, like the area where I kind of picked up product, it's a lot darker than the actual like overlay. I was expecting the brighter purple shade, which is kind of disappointing, but I don't know, it almost looks black, but whatever. Other than that, I feel like I either have to look down or look at you guys like this. My eyes fold different ways, so if I look at you straight on, you can't even see that one. I don't really like that I put that in my crease. So lastly, we have the lips, and since the eyes are very bright and colorful and very abstract, I'm gonna call it, so it sounds like I did it on purpose. I'm gonna do a more neutral lip. I'm gonna try out the new MAC and Patrick Starrr collection. He came out with some new stuff. The packaging is gorgeous. Like wow, like it's beautiful. So I'm gonna wear the shade Sweet Mama Star today, and this is what the color looks like. It's a beautiful rosy shade. This is a amplified cream formula, and then there's also a gloss. This is called Mama Star Kiss, and it's a really beautiful sparkly champagne. Like, ooh, that is so pretty. So I might top it a little bit with some gloss, but before I put the lipstick on, I'm gonna line my lips really quickly with MAC Boldly Bare, which is like one of my favorite lip liners ever. Here are the lips with the liner, the lipstick, and the gloss. You guys, I'm freaking obsessed with the lipstick. It's such a beautiful shade. It's 100% a jet shade. It's something that I can see myself wearing a lot of. It's literally like the most perfect color. I feel like it was made for me. Not really, but kind of. I can pretend. I feel like overall, everything went really smoothly. The only kind of like oops moment, I mean, well, there's a few oops moments. Using the concealer underneath my eyes, I probably would keep that first spot concealing like on the face because that did it really, really nicely and it looks good. But I don't know what it was underneath the eyes. I'm gonna definitely have to try it again, but I just think the consistency of it, it's like, it's a little too heavy for underneath the eyes. And it just kind of like separated, so. But everything else on my skin looks really, really pretty and smooth. I'm definitely gonna try that Kevyn Aucoin oil with some other foundations. First of all, it smells good, but it felt really, really nice on my skin as well. The highlighter, the blush, the bronzer from Morphe, like, really, really nice, top notch. Everything blended out beautifully. Like pigmentation was just like right on point. That highlighter is gorgeous. the eyes. You guys, the eyes, I am so impressed by this palette. The pigmentation, the quality of it, how easily it blends out on the eyes, it makes me want to wear bright colors all the time. And I should. It's really fun to experiment because every time I do colorful eyes, I end up being like, oh my god, I want to do more colorful eyes. So it's always good to get out of the comfort zone. Little duochrome liquid eyeshadow situations, love those. Those are so much fun. I'm a huge fan of liquid shadows as it is. The situation I put in my crease, like, we're not even gonna talk about that. That was like my fault. It's super pretty, but the fact of the matter is, like, my eyes do different things and you can't even see that one. There you go. That's me. Overall, I'm super happy and this was such a fun video to make. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it helpful. Let me know what you guys think about the look, the products. Are any of these your favorites? Do you want to try any of them out? Have you tried them out? Let me know. As usual, you guys don't forget to follow me on Twitter, mesijesibeauty. Snapchat is still there, although honestly, like, I just Snapchat and then put it on my Instagram stories, but then I Instagram story more, like, on top of it. So Instagram is where it's at. Makeup by Jesi. As always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so before you go. I would appreciate it so very much. And with all that said, I can take a breather here. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!